Zen beings, Zentangle is a meditative art form that is a relaxing method of creating abstract art using repetitive structured patterns. It teaches and focuses on being mindful and present. Zentangle requires no artistic skills. Welcome to 31 Days of Zen, the October project, Luminous Lotus. I am SandhyaManne. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. In this channel, we talk about creating and practicing Zentangle, my own Zentangle inspired artworks and collectibles. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the video so you do not miss out on any videos that I post here throughout this month of October. Today is day 24 and I'm working with string number 24 from the Luminous Lotus PDF template. To get your own template, log on to www.sandhyamannestudio.podia.com/luminouslotus. Receive your 31 days Lotus strings PDF template. So I'm working with a round white Zendala tile that has the string traced onto it, and I'm working with black pen, brown pen, the white jelly roll, and some watercolors. So go grab your supplies. Let's get started. On to tangling now. Okay, so here is our tile with the string number 24. So I have it traced on my round Zendala white tile. Now you can get this strings by logging on to www.sandhyamannestudio.podia.com/luminouslotus. You'll get a 31 when you sign up. You receive this PDF template that has 31 strings of lotuses, and I am working on my white round Zendala tile, and then I'll be using 01 black brown Micron, 08 brown Micron, black Micron, 01 brown Micron, 05 brown Micron, jelly roll 10, pencil, stub. I also like to use eraser pencil and this kneadable eraser or the dusty eraser. So this, and then we will be adding watercolors. So we need these small brushes and some watercolors. Of course, water and paper towel for that. So these are our supplies. Now let's get started. Like in all these previous projects, I like to use this to kind of clean up my pencil lines. Okay. So this way it lightens the lines, and it doesn't overpower my pen work. So go ahead and clean up, and now I'm going to ink this with my black 01 Micron. Okay. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so I'm going to use my series of pencil to just clean up these pencil lines. We don't want these. So basically you need something much harder than the dusty eraser. So let's go ahead, clean this up. So now let's get started with the colors. Okay, so I am going to play with some variations here. So here also I'm going to do a dark green outline background and for the flower. So I am going to use two colors again. So I'm kind of using this this yellow. It's not a bright yellow, but it's kind of like the yellow. And if you have, in fact, if you have something like this is like a brown color, that would really make, that is what we would want. So if you don't have the brown color, you could use this. Okay, so we're using this brown color, and then to this I'm adding the purple. Okay, so it creates this effect. Let me take off this, it's too much of this. Okay, yeah, so I'm adding the purple here and it creates this lovely effect. But if you don't have this kind of a brown, you can also use yellow. So this is a different yellow from what we used yesterday. Okay, this is more like a bright yellow, and to this you can add either purple or violet or crimson, any of those colors. I'm just giving you different variations because you might not have the same color palette as I have. So just go ahead, play with this. Okay, so this would give a different finish. Okay, so I'm going to do this, but if you don't have this kind of a brown, you can go ahead with the yellow as well. Okay, so let's start this. Okay, so I'm going to use two brushes, the white one for this brown and the dark brush for the purple color. Okay, so with lots of water, I'm going to get my color here first. This way it's easier to work. And I'm going to add some more water. I don't want it too dark and too pigmented. I want it more kind of watery and light. So I have added enough water, I think. Let's see. So I'm going to work on all the petals. Okay, so now I'm using this other brush for the purple. Okay, adding purple here, and I'm just going to go around adding it inside of these. I'm just going to go over this, like this is a little, okay, so I like the way this has turned out, the colors here. So I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to work on this first, finish working on this, and then we will add the color on the outside and work on the outer section. Okay. Okay, so this is still not completely dry for pen work. I want to, like, it is slightly wet. What will happen is, although the pen might work, but the color of the pen might not stay white. So I am going to let this dry some more, but it is dry enough for me to work on the outer side. So I'm going to do the green that we talked about. So I am going to use the same sap green, and okay, so here's what we're going to do. Use the sap green. I'm going to use the sap green here, and I'm going to use a bit of red. Okay, like this brown red. Okay, it creates this muddy feel. Okay, so this is how it looks. It creates this muddy effect. Okay, a bit more of sap green. Okay, it creates this muddy effect. Now you can either go with this, or I want to add a bit of blue to see how that looks. Okay, so I've added the blue, and it creates this dark blue green. I kind of like this more than this because it also kind of shows the water under it. So I'm gonna go with this. So I'm going to lighten this a lot by adding more water. Okay. So we have made it really light. So it's going to be like this. Okay, very light. So I'm going to go around, fill this on the entire background. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, my paint is done here, so I'm going to make more paint. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. I'm just going to make some more fresh paint. Okay, so I'm just going to let this dry, this whole thing, and then, oh, I like the way this looks, and then we'll get to the pen work. Okay, so I'm going to start with the center part first. I'm working with my Jelly Roll pen, and I am going to quickly go in and add the inner aura line like that. Okay, now, but I'm going to also go in and add this part. Okay, so here I'm just going to go in and add this thing like this. Okay, now here in these three sections, I am going to go ahead and add this fragment called N3. Okay, sorry, Z3. So this is basically it's like a yin yang. So you go around like this and you add a flux shape in it. Okay, so you go around like this, fit in a flux shape like that. Okay, now on the top part, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to do fragment P3. Okay, so P3 goes like this. Pull out a half circle like this. Okay, and around this, and then just add dots in there. Okay, and here we're going to make petals like this. Okay. Okay, now in these 4 sections, we are going to do E4. So this goes like this. We pull out half circles like this or others, and then we make a okay, and here we just make sure you add some finer details, and if you want you can also add a line like that. So basically we are going to do that, do this, and then add details like this. Okay. Now here, between these two here, we are going to do this fragment called L4. I'm not sure if we have space for that, but we can try. So I'm just going to pretend like we have 4 corners, and we just do that, and we pull out a line and add details like this. Okay, there's not much space, but I'm just gonna add. Okay, so that, and here we're going to work with W2, which is basically Muka shapes. So okay, here we're going to do W7, which is basically just okay. So here it is, all done. Okay, so now on the outer side, I'm going to use my black 01 Micron, and we're going to do Cadent in a fun style, more like a crazy Cadent. So all I'm looking for is 4 circles to be made like this. It doesn't have to align properly, it can be a little off. And so here I make this shape like this, and then here, so we come from this side and then go here, so always on the right side of the circle, and then land on the left side of the circle, the right side of the circle, and land on the right side of the circle. Okay, so I'm going to go around doing this, like filling this entire section. Okay, so take your time, go around. So we basically make circles and we try and connect them in a circular format. In a square format. And okay, so we have this layout. Now I'm going to go around adding others like this. Okay, and then with my brown pen I go and add a circle with brown and fill that with black. I don't think it shows, so I'm just going to use the black pen. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, I'm going to go in and make this first layer first, because after that you just have to kind of I just have to kind of aura that, but the first one kind of creates a lovely effect. So it's wide here and then it's narrow there, so that just makes it more interesting. Okay, I made a mistake there. That's okay. Okay, so I've done the first set. Now I'm just going to go around adding the inner details. So we do about 2 or 3 depending upon the space, and then we fill it up with a circle inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so take your time, finish the rest. I like the way this is kind of looping in and out. It just creates a beautiful effect. So let's finish this and then we'll get to shading. Ta-da! So it's all done. I like the way the water, it looks like the water is moving and there's something on it. It really makes it look busy, like the way it is with Lotus. There's so much happening around it. So, okay, so now we're just going to go around the petals like this. Okay, let me just do this side. Okay, now I'm just going to go in and kind of like wherever we have these grooves kind of meeting up, I'm just going to go, and those all, I think we can just go around the circle. That would be great. So around the circles you can just add pencil. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the circle and then just maybe add a bit around like this. Maybe just this. Okay, so take your time, go around adding the pencil. Okay, go around, add pencil, finish on all sides, and then we'll add little white highlights. Do you see how this creates a beautiful depth? I just have to finish this section, so I'm going to go around and finish that. Okay, so here this is all done. I'm going to use my white pen. Okay, and just going to go in and add a little bit like that, and we'll just brush it out with a stub. Okay, very gently. I'm just kind of going along very gently, not making my lines the white charcoal lines too dark. Okay, ooh, I like that. Okay, so I'm not going to add more details to the background because I don't want the background to kind of shine. So I'm just going to leave it at that. This. Maybe if you want, you can add white dots in the circles, but I'm not going to bother. So here, this is all done. Let's journal this. I'm using my brown pen. I'm going to put my initials somewhere here. Okay. And let's journal this. So this is day 24, and we have today's date is 29th of October 2025, and this is Luminous Lotus. And I started off with so we did a whole bunch of fragments. The background we had Cadent, and then okay, let me just list down the fragments. So we had fragments B3, and then we had, sorry, this is P3, not B3, P3. We had E4, Z3, and L4, and W7. Okay, and W2 as well. Sorry, W2 as well. So these are the fragments that we have used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fragments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've used all these tangles here. Okay. Okay, on second thoughts, I did add the white pen on the circles, and I think this looks fun. So anyway, here it is, all done.
Hope you had fun on this project with me. I would love to see your creations. So head on to our Facebook group Zendies, where all the after party fun happens. Share your creations there and check out the works by other Zendies. And if you're sharing your works on social media, then please do tag me at SandhyaManne or hashtag Luminous Lotus, so I get to see your lovely works there. And I do stop by to comment. A quick note, these projects and these videos are for your personal use, and no part of this can be used for any kind of commercial purposes. To understand the Zentangle method and to get started in your own Zentangle journey, check out my website www.SandhyaManneStudio.com for classes, courses, and workshops. If you're just getting started, I highly recommend start with my beginner's workshop, which is called the Fundamentals of Zentangle. Okay, so now it's time to comment. Please comment and let me know how you enjoyed this project, because that really helps me plan out my next set of videos. Also, it's time to show some love, so hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to join this fun 31 days project, then log on to www.SandhyaManneStudio.podia.com/LuminousLotus. Sign up and receive your 31 days string templates, and you can come here and join the fun. So I will see you tomorrow with project number 25. Until then, remember to breathe and smile. See ya. Namaste.